Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, it has been such a long time. It's so good to be here with you. Um, Welcome to Awakening to Your Story, the place to learn, get inspired, and be supported with heart centered solutions for your everyday life. I am Alicia Hartzell. Um, Today, we're going to talk about what to do in the middle of a challenging situation to get you back into your power. I have recently been working with my clients in emotional strategy sessions to um, kind of find a way to navigate through these hard situations. It's been a common thread. And so I've been doing personalized individual checklists. And I thought, what a great thing to talk about today is this overall kind of checklist that we can go through so that we can better navigate those hard situations that tend to feel like they drain us of our power, right? Now, you can do this checklist beforehand if you know there's a challenging situation coming up, or you can do the checklist in the middle. If you think about it and practice it in your head, often you can stop mid challenging situation and really realign yourself. But you can always do this kind of checklist after a challenging situation has happened so that you can create a safe and healthy place for your mind and your heart to land. And it will allow you, if you feel like your power has kind of been sucked dry by the other person or the situation, you can really, really offer yourself a place to have it really come back to you. We are going to be working off of the Awakening to Your Story blog, and the link is going to be in the comments below. I have done a really interesting thing here. A lot of the people who are watching my videos on YouTube are coming because of the video, or initially coming because of the video about being left out. So what I did on the blog was I pulled out examples specifically for you. During the checklist, you can go in and then see actually what to do in regards to being left out from your friendship group, right? So watch the video here, get all that information, and then go and get examples to help you navigate through your specific situation. And if you have a specific situation that you want information on or details on that are specific to you, just type them in the comments. I love commenting back to you. And so I'm happy to help you navigate through any of the specifics. Okay. So let's get started. The first step in the checklist is to shift your perspective, right? To this idea that it's all just information. So you have a crappy situation happen to you, and it feels like life is really happening to you. And the first thing to do is take a breath, pull back, and recognize that life is actually happening for you, not to you. And that all of the pieces playing out in the dynamics in front of you are actually information that can be seen as neutral if you get to the right point of view. So this statement, it's all just information to help you. It's really a gift that you give yourself to kind of detach from the reaction and go, wait a minute, let me see if I can figure out how to use this. Now, I have a video where we map out the emotional heart, and I'm going to put a link to it above. I'll reference that a lot through this video. So if you don't understand how your emotional heart works, go ahead and click over there as well, or add it to your watch list so that you can really start to see the power that your emotional heart has, and the power you have to really utilize everything that happens in your life as information that's really designed to help you get to a better place, to help you get to an emotionally more sound part of who you are, right? So the crappy situation that's going on, I really want you to remember it's not a punishment. It's not this negative energy that's looming down on you, that's trying to keep you minimized or make you small. The negative situation that is happening in front of you, or that you're in the middle of, or that you're rebounding from, it is neutral information, right? It's all just information. So that's the first step, right? Number one, shift your perspective and realize it's all just information. Now, number two, I like, because I am a Virgo who is I like being able to have actions I can take, right? Hence the checklist. Number two is make a contract with yourself, right? I am going to use this moment as an exercise to step back into my truth and repattern any limiting beliefs that aren't serving me. Okay. So again, I'm going to link the video where we map out the heart so that you can see how it all really works together to really serve your higher good. But what I want you to really understand is that when you make a contract with yourself, it just allows you to let your mind, when it gets triggered by a limiting belief or something from that negative situation bumping up against a limiting belief, it triggers this idea of, oh, wait, no, I'm going to use this, right? Oh, no, this is my pause. I'm going to take a step and I'm going to really allow myself to have an opportunity to step back into my power, right? So the first one is shifting your perspective. The second one is giving you a pause, allowing you to really make a conscious effort to go, no, I'm not going to just be a reactive participant. I'm going to engage in this differently. I'm going to show up for myself rather than showing up for the crappy situation that's external to me, right? And then the third one, which is one of my favorites, is face the limiting belief and know that it is an opportunity to help you, right? So you've shifted your perspective. You've stepped into a place and a contract within yourself. And now your job is to use what's in front of you to help you, right? So when you're in a power sucking situation, no matter what the dynamics are, you're faced with thoughts and beliefs that are limiting to you. It is just part of that information that's laid out in front of you in the reactive situation or in the power draining situation, right? If you have stepped out of your internal power because of a dynamic outside of yourself, then there is information there to be used. There is a limiting belief there to be utilized. And again, I'm going to link the video one more time so that you can really understand in a visual way how these situations come into your life and how the limiting beliefs really show up as this external mirror trying to help you actually find your power and a deep ownership, right? So what I want you to really think about when you're facing the limiting beliefs and you're seeing it as an opportunity is that if you're in a situation and you have a thought and that thought is limiting, you can feel it. You can feel it making you small. You can feel it constricting you. You can feel it making you angry or reactive. Then your job is to pay attention. Okay, what is the limiting belief there? What is the limiting thought there as it applies to me and my heart and my story, right? And just take note, because those limiting beliefs are actually indicators of where you need to get back in track with yourself. So the limiting belief, maybe it says, I'm not enough. Well, okay, you're not good enough. You're not enough. Well, what is the truth? Not that you're not enough. You can feel the difference, right? The truth is I want to feel like I'm enough. The truth is, fundamentally, I am enough. And I've started to look outside of myself and maybe start to believe these limiting ideas that I'm not. And that's where you know where the work needs to be done, right? It's this place of, okay, I've made a contract to make sure that I'm using the information. And then you face the limiting belief and you go, I'm going to use you. Nope, I'm not going to follow down this negative path of thinking anymore. I'm going to use it and say, no, I know my truth. Not only do I know my truth, I'm going to start thinking my truth as often as possible, right? And that leads us to number 4. Decide for yourself who you want to be in this moment. So once you've shifted your perspective, you've made your contract, you've figured out what the limiting belief is, and then you've decided to utilize it and find that truth instead, you get to then determine who you want to be. Now, how often do we think about that? How often do we really think about who we want to be, how we want to show up, and how we want to feel? Not necessarily very often, if we're just responding to the world around us, right? Not if we're reacting to the world around us. We are living from that amygdala place in our mind where we're just reacting in the moment. But if you're in that prefrontal cortex, if you're in that place of higher level thinking, then you get to decide who you want to be and how you want to show up and even how you want to feel. And utilizing a crappy situation or a hard situation and allowing it to offer you an opportunity to step back into your power, it gives you this space of consciously and kindly figuring it out for yourself, right? So as you step into this 4th place and you get to decide who you want to be and how you want to feel in the moment, you really finally understand you have the power to choose, right? The circumstance and the situation doesn't get to choose for you. The people that you're having a hard time with, they don't get to choose who you are unless you allow them to, unless you allow yourself to just be a reactive participant. If you step back into your power, then you have the power to choose, right? And that leads us to number 5, which is claim your power. Recognize that I have the power to choose, and I have the power to choose who I want to be and how I want to feel and who I don't want to be. So this is where you really get to put that into action. You really get to take it to the next level and go, okay, I am the writer of my story. I am the main character living it all into existence. And so I'm going to actively define for myself with every thought, right? All of this happens one thought and one feeling at a time. It's all an exercise to rebuild your pathways back to your truth, right? So in the 4th step, you make the decision. In the 5th step, you take action and create ownership. And you watch, you tend to your thoughts. Is this thought, is this thing that I'm thinking really what the person that I want to be would think? Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to choose a different thought. Maybe I'm going to choose a thought that feels better. Maybe I'm going to choose to gift myself a little bit more perspective. Okay. It's just allowing you, if you step off track for a minute, to come back, right? It's really that exercise. And that leads us to number 6. Don't take on what isn't yours. Knowing what is emotionally mine and what is not. This is a big one. And I have to say, this year has been a really beautiful place for me to exercise this for myself. It's something that I believe and have believed in for decades, but it's really beautiful when you step into it and you you ask yourself on a moment-to-moment basis, is this mine? Is this not mine? Is this emotionally mine? Is it not mine? Is it physically mine? Is it not mine? And it gives you power, right? It really gives you your power back. I cannot tell you how often we waste emotional energy on carrying around the baggage that does not belong to us. It's wild, wild. And we do it so freely. We will take on other people's stuff so freely. Oh, yeah, of course. Let you think that about me. Let me carry that with me, right? Oh, yes, of course. That's how you see the world around you. And so that is how yes, let me take that on. And so, what step number 6 does really lets you pause and go, okay, does this emotionally belong to me or does it not? Does what they said in the situation really apply to me? Or is that theirs? Is that their stuff that I don't really want to carry? And the really amazing thing is that you don't have to carry what isn't yours. You don't even have to think about it. You can say, again, one thought and one feeling at a time. You can go, no, not mine. Not mine. I can show up and help, or I can show up and be, but I do not have to carry the emotional weight and baggage of that. And this one thing is something that you can take into your everyday life and all the time. Check in on this. Is that mine? No, it's not. Okay. Don't carry it. Don't think about it. Don't reach for it. Don't allow it to sneak into your belief system. What you think about me does not matter to me. What you emotionally are trying to dump on me is not mine. You have to be strong enough. You have to be in that place of inner alignment and know your truth. And let the limiting beliefs, like all of the other steps, let the limiting beliefs help you clear out what isn't yours so that you can come in and go, that's my truth. And then when those sneaky things sneak in, you can go, no, that doesn't belong to me. Number 6, don't carry what isn't yours, right? And that leads us to number 7, our final step in the checklist is own your truth and express it to the world around you. So this is where you get to decide what you want the people in the situation to know and how you want them to feel when they walk away from you. And what I really want you to take in consideration with this step is the energy of how you do it and how you think about it and how you feel, because it's super easy to go, okay, I've done all the work and what I really want them to know is, and you accidentally pick up that push. I have to push to prove. I have to create a boundary and then set it real strong. And your focus is still on them, keeping them out, right? When you own your truth and you express it to the world, it's really not about the other people as much as it is about you, your heart, and your story. And when you decide how you want the other people in your life to feel or how you want to express to them what you're thinking, what you're doing is basically setting an intention, because you can't control how people feel, and you can't really, even if you can decide what you want them to know, they may not have the capacity to really hear you. So what this step does is it really allows you to set an intention for how you want to engage. So it's not about reactively proving yourself to the external world as much as it is finding a deep, unwavering knowing for who you are, right? So this idea of expressing your truth, it's like, oh, I can express my truth not as a push to prove, but as a deep knowing. Oh, okay, this situation where I was reactive and I was robbed of my power, when you come back to that place, either when you're prepping or in the middle or postpartum, right, where you go, okay, I'm going to own my truth. Now, when I interact with these people again, who do I want to be and what do I want them to know? You offer yourself that window of like, okay, I'm not going to interact with you again according to your experiences, according to how you think I am or what you believe about me. I am going to interact with you according to who I am and according to what I believe for myself. And I'm going to be really firm about that. And I'm going to use all of this as an exercise to really create ownership for that. And there is no better place of power than in that moment. Being able to express yourself back into that situation from a place of power where they cannot affect that inner truth and that inner knowing, right? Now, again, remember, the blog has examples for each of these steps on it written. I have them highlighted. If you have questions about any of the steps and how it applies to your specific situation, put them in the comments. Again, I love writing comments to you guys, writing back. So let me know if you have a specific thing that you need help working on. I am here to help. I just want you to remember that your power is only a shift in perspective away. I don't care how loud the volume is outside. I don't care how bad the situation is. Your power doesn't lie in any external situation around you. Your power lies in here, in your mind, in your heart, and in your being. And you always have the option to come back to it. It's always there waiting for you, right? So until next time, I want you to remember that I am here. Check in. Let me know what's going on. I'm happy to help you. And I also want to remind you that you are worthy and that you are powerful just as you are. So until next time, remember, someone sees you and really understands where you are and believes in you.